Hello everyone, my name is Navita. Today I am going to present about introduction and methodology. First is introduction. International trade is an important driver of economic growth and globalization. However, trade wars have become a major challenge to the global economy. Trade war occurs when a country imposes tariff, quotas or other trade restrictions on one another. These actions can disrupt global supply chains, increase production costs, and create uncertainty in international market. A major example is the US-China trade war, which affected not only the two countries involved but also economies around the world. The main issue that increased trade dispute and protectionist policies can reduce trade volumes, disrupt supply chain, and slow economic growth. Therefore, this study aims to analyze the impact of the trade wars on the United States, India, and the UAE, compare their responses, and identify strategies that can strengthen economic resilience and maintain global economic stability.
Next, this slide explains the literature review and theoretical framework used in our study. First, comparative advantage theory states that countries should focus on producing goods and services that they can produce most efficiently. For example, the USA specialized in the technology, finance, and advanced service, while the UAE focused on oil, logistics, and aviation. In India, it's known for its IT service, pharmaceuticals, and manufacturing sector. Second, the Hedges-Ohlin theory explains that countries export products based on the resources they process. The USA has a strong capital and technology resources. India has a large labor force and the UAE abundant oil and logistic resources. In addition, new trade theory suggests that trade is influenced by economy of scale and innovation. Lastly, trade war and geopolitical tensions can affect in international trade tariff, trade restrictions, supply chain disruptions, and economic diplomacy. These factors create different impact on the economies of USA, UAE, and India. Thank you.
The next part is methodology. For the methodology, this study uses a collective comparative analysis approach. The United States, India, and the UAE were selected because they represent different economic structure and roles in global trade. The United States is a developed economy and a major participant in trade dispute. India is a fast-growing emerging economy, and the UAE is an important global trade and logistic hub. The study relies on secondary data collected from reliable sources such as World Bank, International Monetary Fund, or IMF, World Trade Organization, or WTO, United Nations, government reports, and academic journals. To analyze the data, comparative analysis, trend analysis, and case study approaches were used. These methods help evaluate the impact of trade wars on GDP growth, trade volume, foreign direct investment, and economic stability across the three selected countries.
Now I will be presenting this slide, which is comparative analysis of USA, India, and UAE, focusing on the impact of global trade tensions and their economic performance. The USA was directly affected by the US-China trade war, facing challenges such as tariffs and supply chain disruptions. India benefited from manufacturing relocation and increased foreign direct investment, which is FDI, as companies shifted operation to alternative location. The UAE was indirectly affected but remained resilient due to its diversified economy and strong role as a global logistic hub. Looking at the economic data from 2019 to 2023, the USA maintained the highest trade volume overall, while India showed strong FDI inflows. The UAE also recorded stable trade growth during this period. Now, this slide compares the performance of the three countries using two key indicators, which is trade volume and foreign direct investment, which is FDI. These indicators were first presented in the table on the previous slide and now visualized in the graph for easier comparison. The graph shows that USA and UAE recorded significantly higher trade volumes with approximately 575 billion and 590 billion US dollars. Meanwhile, India FID inflows reached about 72 billion US dollar in 2023, reflecting strong investment growth. The USA experienced fluctuations in trade volume due to USA-China trade war and supply chain disruptions. India benefited from increased foreign investment and manufacturing relocation, while the UAE maintained stable trade performance through diversifications and its position as a global logistic hub. Overall, this indicator shows how each country responds differently to geopolitical tensions and international trade challenges. In conclusion, each country experiences different impacts: India gaining investment opportunity, the UAE maintaining stability, and the USA facing the most direct challenges from the trade conflicts. That's all.
Although the United States, India and the UAE were all affected by geopolitical tensions, the impact was different for each country. A key similarity is that all three experienced supply chain disruption and had to adopt strategies to strengthen their economies. However, the United States faced direct costs because it was involved in the trade war. India benefited by attracting foreign investment and manufacturing companies relocating from China, while the UAE, despite not being directly involved, experienced reduced global trade but strengthened its role as an international logistics hub. The differences exist mainly because each country has a different economic structure and role in the global economy. The United States was directly involved in the trade war, so it experienced higher production costs and trade uncertainty. India benefited because many multinational companies shifted their production there, increasing foreign investment. Meanwhile, the UAE was indirectly affected as global trade slowed, but its strategic location and diversified economy helped it remain a major logistic and trading hub. Therefore, the different levels of economic development dependent on trade and government policies explain why the impacts vary across the three countries.
To reduce the impact of trade war, countries should adopt strategy based on their economic strength. The United States should diversify supply chain and reduce reliance on Chinese imports, while engaging with institutions like the World Trade Organization to strengthen global trade stability. For India, improving infrastructure and logistics is key to attracting foreign investment and supporting the Make in India initiative, along with expanding trade agreements. Meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates should continue diversifying into sectors like renewable energy and fintech. Globally, stronger cooperation through organizations such as WTO, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, and Gulf Cooperation Council is strategy should be implemented in stages. In the short term, government can reduce tariffs, form temporary trade agreements, and support affected industry. In the medium term, countries should improve infrastructure, logistics, and digital systems to diversify trade. In the long term, sustainability and innovation should be integrated into trade policy. Cooperation between governments, business, and organizations like the WTO and International Monetary Fund is crucial for long-term stability. Trade wars have affected countries differently. The United States faces higher costs and supply disruption, while India benefits from increased investment and manufacturing shifts. The UAE remained strong as global trade hub through diversification. Overall, resilient supply chain diversification and strong economic cooperation are key to managing trade war and ensuring sustainability growth. Thank you.